Today we're going to start talking about graphing. For the warm-up today, I want you to go ahead and plot the 4 points on the graph that is to the right. Go ahead and hit pause until you have that done, and then once you're ready to check your answers, hit play again. If you remember from middle school, to graph these points, we need to go left or right for the first number and up or down for the second number. So for A, we are going to go left 3 and up 5. So this is the point -3, 5. I'm going to go ahead and label that with an A. For the second point, we are going to go right 5 and up or down 0. For the third point, we are going to go right 4 and up 1. And for the last point, we will go right or left 0 and down 6. So that's how you would plot those points on the graph. Before we actually graph, we're going to go ahead and start by looking at graphs to identify key features. So we're going to focus on slope, y-intercept, and x-intercept. Slope is also called rate of change, and the y-intercept is also called the initial value. So here's our coordinate plane. It is created by two axes that cross to generate 4 different areas. So our first axis is the one that goes sideways, and that's called our x-axis. And then the second one is the one that goes up and down, and that is called our y-axis. These cross at a special point called the origin, and that's where we have 0, 0. And they divide the graph into 4 sections called quadrants. Quadrant 1, x and y are both positive. In quadrant 2, x is negative and y is positive. In quadrant 3, x is negative and y is negative. And quadrant 4, x is positive and y is negative. Go ahead and pause the video so that you can write all of this down on your graph and have it labeled. When you are ready, go ahead and hit play again so we can go through a couple examples. Okay, some definitions here for our key features. We have slope, x-intercept, and y-intercept. Slope is known as the rise over run of a line. So we're going to figure out how much the graph goes up and over, or down and over. The x-intercept is the point where the line crosses the x-axis. And the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Again, go ahead and pause the video. Make sure you have these definitions written down because we will use them all unit. Hit play when you're ready. Okay. So for our first example, we're going to identify the 3 key features. We have the slope, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept for the graph at the right. I'm actually going to start with the x and y-intercept, and then we'll count our slope out. So when we are looking at this line, we are going to identify our x-axis. Okay. Once we have that identified, we are going to go to find the point where the line crosses that axis. Okay, so I've drawn that in red there. We're going to count. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So our x-intercept is at 4, 0. We have the 0 there so that we can list it as a coordinate pair or a point, so we know that we go right 4 and up or down 0. For the y-intercept, we're going to do the same thing, except on the y-axis. So there's my y-axis. It's the vertical one, the one that goes up and down. This is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. And so we're going to count. We're going down 2. So since it's down 2, we're going to use negative. So we went left or right 0 and down 2. Okay, so those are our x-intercept and y-intercept. I'm actually going to use those to find my slope. So to find my slope, I'm going to start on the point on the left, and I'm going to count how many I need to go up or down and how many I need to go over to get to the other point. So if I'm going to draw a triangle in right here, we're going to label it. So to go from my first point here, I'm going to go up 2, so that's my rise, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so our slope means we're going up 2 over 4. Always reduce your slope. So I can divide each of those by 2. So 2 over 4 is equal to 1/2. We use the variable m to represent slope. So your final answer here is going to be m equals 1/2. Go ahead and pause. Make sure you have everything written down and make sure you understand how we did that before we go on to the next example. Once you're ready, go ahead and hit play. Okay, for the next two graphs, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find the x-intercept and y-intercept and also the slope. Okay, so remember my x-intercept is on my x-axis. So we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. So my x-intercept is at 4, 0. And the y-intercept right here is at up 2. So up 2 would be 0, 2. I'm going to use those 2 points to find my slope. I'm going to draw my triangle in. Notice this time I had to go down. To show that we're going down, our slope is going to be negative. So we went down 2, 1, 2, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is negative 2 over 4, which reduces to negative 1/2. Okay, so there's our first one on this page. So our intercept was at 4, 0, so over 4, up 0. Y-intercept was at 0, 2, over 0, up 2. And then we counted our rise over 1. We went down 2 over 4. For the next problem, doing the same thing, here's my x-intercept. So I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3. So our x-intercept is at 3, 0. My y-intercept down here is at 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4. So 0, negative 4. We are going to count our rise over run here. So I'm going to draw my triangle in. It's not very straight. And we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4. And over 1, 2, 3. So my rise over run is up 4 over 3. Since I can't reduce that, I'm going to leave that as my final slope. Okay, now I want you to go ahead and try the next two problems on your own. When you are finished, go ahead and push play again. So pause it while you do them, push play again to check your answers. So go ahead and hit pause now and try these problems. Okay, let's go through this. We have x and y. So my x-intercept is right here. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my x-intercept is at 5, 0 this time. And my y-intercept is up 2. So we're going to go up 0, right 0, up 2. So draw your triangle in. We're going down 2 this time, down 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So down 2, over 5. I can't reduce this, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, and then the last problem, x-intercept. That's our x-axis, this is our y-axis. So my x-intercept is right here at negative 3, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So negative 3, 0. Sorry, let me get my pen back. Negative 3, 0. And then my y-intercept is at 1, 2, 3. So 0, 3. We're going to go ahead and draw our triangle in. We're going up and over. So we're going up 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3. So 3 over 3 reduces to 1. So my slope for this one is just a positive 1. When you're doing this, make sure you pay attention. If the line is rising or getting higher as you go from left to right, your slope should be positive. And if it's falling or getting lower, your slope is negative. If you need to go back and look at these again, go ahead and replay the video. If you're understanding, you're going to go ahead and start your homework. So today we talked about key features. I apologize, that should be 3s there. But key features from graphs. Tomorrow we're going to talk about key features from tables. And today for homework, you have a worksheet identifying key features from graphs. Again, if you need extra help or want to go through those problems again, go ahead and play this video as many times as you want. Otherwise, stop in to any of the other math teachers and they will help you out before or after school if you have any questions. I hope to be back tomorrow. Have a great day.